What's up guys, welcome to the channel. As everybody knows, we've all been in quarantine for quite some time now. With everybody staying at home a lot more than before, it seems it's finally time to introduce the ever-evolving anime culture to the populace. Or should I say, this world shall know anime. So let's just dive into this list of the top 10 anime that new peeps can watch during the quarantine to get into anime. And if you're a veteran, you've already watched these animes, then share your own opinion on these animes in the comment down below. And one more thing, I won't be giving any direct spoilers, but if you somehow manage to get spoiled, then I guess you're just too smart, and that's on you. Number 10, Kuroko no Basket. Basketball is a sport that has always produced some exceptionally badass players. I mean, just look at Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and sadly one of them died earlier this year. But he sure did live his life like a legend. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. This anime is about basketball, and in this anime, there are not one, not two, but 5 mutant prodigies that are practically invincible, and all 5 of them used to be on the same team. The title of these invincible prodigies go by is the Generation of Miracles. And if there's one thing that everyone knows about them is the fact that they never lose. But is it always true? Is there really no possible way to defeat them? Well, maybe not all 5 of them at once. But if we're talking about one by one, then it's very possible. The main character Kuroko was originally a part of the Generation of Miracles as their phantom 6th member. But for one reason or another, he decided to go up against all of his former teammates. But will he be able to defeat them all? Find out by actually watching the anime. Number 9, Ao no Exorcist. This one is a little insane. A teenage boy named Rin Okamura vows to kill a certain demon. The demon we're talking about is Satan himself. And if that weren't crazy enough, that boy is the son of Satan. So Satan got a human lady pregnant and then ran off. That's just so like him. This anime is suitable for beginners as it would give them the idea of how messed up anime relationships can be. Sometimes even Satan can't resist the beauty of anime girls. But make no mistake, this anime is not in any way about relationships. In fact, the story isn't all that different from your typical shonen, where the main character continues to improve together with his friends. But in this case, even though he has Satan's powers, he can't control them. That's why he has to be wary of the safety of the people around him. Remember Naruto and Sasuke? He's a little similar to both. He has a supernatural power inside him, and he also wants revenge. But is this anime better than Naruto? I mean, of course not. That would just be too ridiculous. We're only talking beginner stuff here, and nobody can convince a beginner to watch 720 episodes, can they? Number 8, Shokugeki no Soma. This anime is a compilation of extremely badass moments that take place during cooking battles, and there are countless reasons why everybody should pick this one up. Let's start with the food. Name me one anime where girls can get wet just by eating food. Well, Food Wars takes the concept of ecchi to a whole new dimension. We have girls drooling and stripping over food in almost every episode. And it's not just the impact of the food either, the girls themselves are also top tier. I've got to say, most of them are even waifu material. Then there's the main character, Yukihiro Soma. He's an aspiring chef who has more balls than all of us combined. He never falters, not even in the face of experience or nervousness or even pure genius. If you want something inspirational, naughty, badass, delicious, hilarious, and deep, then just close the doors, start this anime, and follow Yukihiro Soma on his pursuit of becoming the #1 chef in Totsuki Academy, surpassing even his own father and also violating young girls through food. That sounds fun, right? Number 7, Mob Psycho 100. Even some people who've never heard the word anime have watched One Punch Man. If you are one of those people, then this anime is for you. The story is written by the same person, and I would say it's better than One Punch Man. In fact, a lot better. The protagonist, Shigeo Kageyama, works part-time at a self-proclaimed psychic shop. He has some insane psychic powers, but he never wants to use them to hurt people, even if they are genuinely evil. He is shy, fragile, and pathetic, and he also adores his younger brother. He is like the textbook example of a perfect brother. However, if by some unfortunate event he gets overwhelmed by emotions, he goes berserk. If you are into some genuinely good action, you cannot miss out on this one. Number 6, No Game No Life. If it isn't already obvious from the name, this anime is about games. And the moment you finish it, you'll realize that you've also just been played because there's no second season. But is it absolutely worth watching? I mean, yeah, of course it is. No Game No Life is one of those animes that can be watched over and over again. Why? It's because there's no second season, and as things are, it seems there never will be. So fans have no other option than but to just rewatch it. Alright, enough with the sad nonsense. This anime is about a brother and sister. They both love games, and they both love each other too. The sister's 11 years old, and they're in a world with no FBI, so you can probably guess what happens next. Exactly. Both siblings wage war against the entire world and hope to defeat every last one of the superior races through nothing but games. And yeah, they also sleep in bed together. Number 5, Overlord. More like that time I got reincarnated as an overpowered undead. The main character is more of a villain than a savior. He gets stuck into this game world and starts mass murdering people just like that. To him, this is nothing more than a game. He's basically a skeleton, so he doesn't have a heart either. On top of that, he has a couple of beautiful girls as his subordinates who would die to sleep with him. But unfortunately, he can't feel their flesh even if he wants. And his power is unlike anything the world has ever seen. I'd say this is one of those anime where the word overpowered is an understatement. Whenever the Overlord shows his powers, it gets so intense that you can feel the pressure coming out of the screen. If you like overpowered mass murderers, then do not skip this one. Just follow the tale of the undead who seeks world dominance. Now brace yourself, people, we are getting into the phenomenal stuff. Number 4, Steins Gate. Toot-toot-roo. I know some people say Steins Gate is extremely high IQ stuff and only geniuses like them can understand it, but I don't think that's true. If I was able to understand it, then honestly, I mean anybody can. Also, let's get one thing clear. Steins Gate is one of those anime that will always stand the test of time. It'll always be a masterpiece, even after the Quarantine or the year 2069. Why? It's because the story transcends time. Seems like I may have just created another paradox with that last line. Anyways, the subject of time travel has always been around. There have been countless novels, movies, and anime about time travel, but I've never seen something as phenomenal as this one. This plot is insane, the execution is unprecedented, there's a trap that looks more beautiful than most of the other girls in anime. Then there's Mayuri's infamous toot-toot-roo. There are just so many things that make Steins Gate a masterpiece. Seriously guys, if you're watching this video and you haven't watched Steins Gate yet, you're missing out on a lot. It's about mad scientist Hyoin Kyoma, who somehow gets trapped in the incomprehensible web of different timelines. And from there on out, the story is nothing but a roller coaster of constant hype and emotions. The one thing that awaits Kyoma in every timeline is despair itself. Just watch it, you'll be glad that you did. Number 3, Tokyo Ghoul. There is a Hunter x Hunter quote that I saw on Tumblr. This quote can sum up how humans are treated by ghouls in Tokyo Ghoul. Have you ever spared a cow or a pig as it begged for its life? You see, we humans have become cognizant of the fact that we are on the top of the food chain. However, the humans in Tokyo Ghoul are not at the top of the food chain. The ones at the top are ghouls who eat human flesh, and they do it without thinking twice, just like how we eat animals. The anime starts with an average teenage boy named Kaneki going out on a date with a beautiful lady who happens to be a little older than him. It turns out to be the worst date ever. She turns out to be a ghoul, then she starts feasting upon Kaneki the moment they get alone. And just when Kaneki is about to become someone's meal, an accident happened and his life is saved. At least that's what he thought. He becomes a ghoul and now he has to eat humans to survive. Number 2, Charlotte. Do you guys like supernatural abilities? Or rather, do you like a messed up protagonist who only cares for his own sister? Charlotte is an anime that covers almost all sorts of supernatural abilities, be it time travel, plunder, invisibility, navigation, courage, you name it, there's everything in this anime. The protagonist starts off as a paranoid, handsome dude who uses his ability to raise his social standing. At least that's how the anime begins. From there on out, it progresses at an incredible pace in just 13 episodes. This anime somehow manages to cover an immense amount of plot. There are things like human experimentation, abuse of power, and a one-man army. If you want something that wouldn't consume too many brain cells in time, then you know this anime is definitely for you. Number 1, Code Geass. We're finally down in the number 1 spot. This anime has been my favorite for quite some time. I even made another video about it and declared it as the best anime ever. So do check that one out if you are interested, it's in the description box down below. But anyways, it's been said that masterpieces exist in every day and age, but only a few can transcend the barrier of time. And every once in a while there's an anime that catches the world by surprise and continues to keep the momentum for years to come. Just like Steins Gate, Code Geass is one of those animes. It's already been well over 13 years since it first aired, and the protagonist of Code Geass, Lelouch Lamprogue, is still one of the greatest characters of all time. The plot revolves around the power of a king called Geass that exists in many different forms. The one of our main character gets is absolute obedience, a power that allows him to be able to give whatever command he wants to somebody and they will obey. If he tells them to die, they will. Too bad he doesn't have any pervy commands to give out. With his new power, he decides to go up against the Great Britannian Empire, and along the way, he makes the entire world his enemy. And there you go guys, we just went through the top 10 anime that any beginner should consider watching before actually entering the endless ocean of anime. Of course, I'm not saying that all of these are the best anime ever, it's just kind of a beginner's list. Still, if you guys have better recommendations, make sure to leave them in the comments down below, because I mean, why not? Be sure to subscribe and press the like button. You can expect more anime recommendation videos and other important insights from this channel. And yes, if you were a newbie, then congratulations, you are now one of us. Before you go, make sure you guys stay inside and regularly wash your hands. Remember, we need to stay alive till the second season of No Game No Life comes back. And don't forget, the platelets have your back.